occupations and your research interests?
Oh, we're both retired.
Retired anthropologists.
Retired professors of anthropology. I come from California, Brian from
New York.
No, you come from Lisbon.
Yes,
Sorry.
okay.
He's been living here forever.
42 years in Portugal.
And I have been coming back to Portugal since my original field research in 1976, 77. It was like prehistoric times.
Which was exactly the same time that I did also my fieldwork in the north of the country, in the Conselho de Denize, near the Spanish border, from 1976 to 1978, exactly at the same time.
Yeah.
So we've studied the north and the south.
And the country was in turmoil. But you weren't alive.
Not yet.
You missed the whole show. All right, sorry. Sorry.
No. Good.
When people spoke to me about o verão quente in 1975, I didn't know what it was, so I answered, who cares? O verão quente. In London it was quite cool.
Yeah.
Then I learned what it meant.
Yeah.
But 1974 was a very important year for both of us coming to Portugal to study the rural areas in the country because of the Carnation Revolution in 74, which interested us in a very, very profound fashion when we heard about it in 1974 and 74 to 5.
And then we wanted to come. And I came in 75 to look for a research site with my 3-year-old. Having a 3-year-old was a real adventure.
Yes, in the field.
And then we came back the following year to do the research in Tadena.
Not all anthropologists go to their field sites with children or even with husbands or wives.
It's a good idea. People like you. Yeah, I know.
It's a different kind of relationship.
It is.
Yes.
In your opinion, what are the main challenges anthropology faces in the current times?
You take that one.
You take that one.
No, I mean, I can speak from an American point of view. So
Yes.
we were just talking about the 4 fields. So it's sociocultural, anthropology, linguistic, biological, physical, and archaeology. And they're all in anthropology. But here, there's a separation. So if you're archaeologist, you're in history.
Right.
And if you're a biological anthropologist, you know, and it's like, I don't get it. Okay, because I come from an American system.
Right.
So we were just talking about cross-disciplinary collaboration, and I think that's one of the issues. And I told Emma, who conducted the session, that if you can identify projects that involve research projects that involve a cultural anthropologist and a biological anthropologist, you will begin to resolve the problem. The problem meaning you don't communicate across disciplinary boundaries, and you have totally different values. So
Yes, it was an aspect of the session this morning, the duet between Francisco Curat and Emma Pierce. And the positive aspect is that there has been, in the last years, perhaps a decade or more, an approximation of biological anthropology and our field, which is social and cultural anthropology. So it's very, very positive because many people see anthropology as having these 2 different kind of lanes or directions, one more biologically oriented and one more social and culturally oriented. Perhaps the big culpado is Emil Durkheim, which is with his ideas of the social with a capital S, but we won't identify that now. This is very positive because anthropology has had collaboration with a lot of disciplines in Portugal. Here in Évora and in Coimbra, in Braga, in Porto, in Faro, in Covilhã, in a lot of places, and our collaboration has been very strong always with history, with linguistics, with sociology. Okay, so building anthropology in a better sense, in a more positive sense, cultivating and joining the biological end and the social and cultural end is very, very positive, and it's something we are living with now.
How can anthropology contribute to help solve the climate crisis?
Oh my God! Oh my God! So for a while I was the graduate advisor in our specialty school for regenerative studies. So that was my university's answer or response to the climate crisis. And I'm sorry to say I am very depressed about the state of affairs. You wanted an honest answer, you're going to get it. I'm depressed and I'm angry. And the news comes and I'm sitting at home. My husband's a lawyer. He doesn't care. I mean, he cares, but it's like something out there. The news comes to us and it's like nothing has changed. Okay, finally, we got some legislation. We're going to do something about, alternative, fuels. I can't believe, what is it about ExxonMobil that they want to burn up the planet? This is your planet. And it's their planet. Why do they want to do that? I keep asking. So I'm not sure I'm a very good person to talk to about this. I mean, you can address it as a people problem, or you can address it as a technology problem, which is, there's a lot of discussion now. We're going to move to electric cars. We have to have places to plug them in. There are places all over here. So there are these attempts, but something has to happen to the mindset, the global mindset of human beings to accept the need for this change. And I haven't quite seen it yet. Young people are good. Older people, like my generation. Yeah, so I taught there in this center for, 2 decades? A long time.
Right.
And the guy who established it was very well known for regenerative studies. What does regenerative mean? It means you don't have to use fossil fuels.
Right. It reminds me of the famous 1968 phrase, small is beautiful, in a sense, because we have both spent many years studying very small communities with maybe 100, 200, 300 people, but intimately. We get to know everyone by name, we do things with them, we work with them, we have festivals with them, we eat with them, we argue with them, we get angry at different things with them, we watch telenovelas sometimes with them, we talk about whether in 1976 the Americans really went to the moon or not, because people said, no, I don't, eu não acredito, eu não acredito, isso foi tudo inventado pela televisão. And we start thinking very carefully about smaller communities and what we can learn from them. And one thing we can learn is about forest fires, for instance. They are very, very dangerous, and they are really, really, how do you say,
they can be catastrophic.
Yes,
for humans.
Exactly.
We have a lot of them in California. I don't know if you've noticed. You have a lot of them here.
So this is part of climate change, greater awareness and greater practice in being careful and treating aspects like, what do you call in Portuguese, installation. Of many forest fires start from legislation, not necessarily with criminal intent, but this is one aspect. The other aspect is water, and the other aspect is earthquakes. Are we really prepared for earthquakes and tsunamis?
Water.
And obviously, to a certain extent, yes, but what can we learn from these small communities who are very attentive and very, very linked to nature and climate in a certain sense? We can learn things from these, as anthropologists, from these communities.
Water.
Yes.
Water. We're in a drought, a mega drought.
Agua.
You guys are in a drought, a mega drought. Don't use the water. Okay.
Because climate is not only a mega thing. It also exists right next to us, here, a few meters away, and in these villages, a few kilometers away, baldios with forests, etc. So I think we really can contribute as anthropologists to thinking about this.
Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you for the question.